The morning he blocked me, I woke up to the kind of silence that makes you check if your phone died. It hadn't. It was fully charged and fully empty. No good morning text, no wandering meme from a guy who once sent me a photo of a duck in a tiny raincoat because this is your energy when you refuse to carry an umbrella. Mark has always been gentle like that. Left-handed compliments for the weather and right-on-time Starbucks gift cards for bad weeks. He is also the only person who uses commas in texts, which should have warned me that he pays attention. He'd asked me one thing about social media when we moved from seeing each other to "there's a toothbrush at your place, be mindful about thirst traps." Not a ban. Not an ultimatum. Just, you're with me? I'd rather our relationship not be something you market in the margins of a bikini photo. We talked about it like adults who think talking saves them from themselves. I said I'd be respectful. He said he trusted me. Then we had the girls' weekend. It was supposed to be a 2-night reset at a hotel with a rooftop that convinces normal people they're in a commercial. I took a carry-on full of outfits and left my restraint at home. My friend Jazz brought her DSLR because she has an eye for angles and a patience for taking just one more that I rarely extend to anyone. We did the obvious things: mimosas, SPF drawn on sloppily like war paint, the lazy geography of a pool day. The bikini was teal, the color of drinks you regret. On me, it looked like I wanted to be looked at. High-waisted, flattering, the top a little lower than a photo I'd text my mother. Jazz adjusted the strap. "Turn your shoulders. Chin up." "That's it," she said, and her voice, which is always a little shot through with mischief, made the instructions feel like a dare. The light bounced off the glass behind me. The skyline leaned into photobomb. I felt 22 instead of 29 and decided I was owed that feeling for at least an afternoon. I posted one photo and one clip to my main account. The photo, me angled just so on a lounge chair, laugh open, hair caught in a wind nobody else could feel. The clip, a 3-second live photo turned into a video because Apple makes temptation efficient. Caption: Sundays are for Sunshine Sun, which is, technically, a true statement that tells you nothing. I also posted 2 shots to close friends because the internet invented a way to pretend you're being careful. The first was a mirror selfie from the hotel bathroom, bikini straps peeking, my hand on my hip in that obvious way. The second was a short clip of me walking toward the pool, the camera low enough to be flirty, the caption "beach body?" More like beach mood face blowing a kiss, and a poll I regret more than any tequila decision. Rate today's fit 1 to 10. Close friends means audience curated by ego. It also means if you curate badly, you've just flung a window open in a house you share. Mark wasn't on close friends. I'd kept that ring small. Girls I trust, a couple of gay friends who hype me better than a ring light, 0 boyfriends. I told myself it wasn't hiding, it was context. I told myself lots of things. That evening he texted, "Looks like your day was perfect. Dinner tomorrow? My place. Pasta plus that salad you like?" Nothing about the post. Nothing about the neckline. I exhaled like I had passed a test, only I was grading. We ate on his balcony on Monday. He had basil in a little pot because he's the kind of man who calls herbs by their names like guests. I told him about Jazz almost losing her earring in the pool filter and the group of bachelorettes in matching hats. He listened with that slight smile that means keep going. When we were doing dishes, he said, light as dish soap, "Can I ask a dumb question?" "Always," I said. "Who took the pool photos?" he asked. "Jazz," I said too fast because that was the plan. You can hear her voice on the live photo. She says, "Turn your shoulders." He nodded. "Right." The other voice. The lower one. I blinked. "The what?" He rinsed a plate. "If you long press the live photo, you get the audio too." He kept his tone technical, like we were reading iPhone tips out loud. At the end, there's a guy's voice. Very clearly a guy, who says, "Arch your back a little." Perfect. My stomach did the elevator drop. Jazz's boyfriend, Aaron, had met us for an hour after work and joked around while we shot. It wasn't a secret. It also wasn't the kind of detail you want narrated back to you in a kitchen where the basil looks at you like a chaperone. I reached for indignation and found only what it was: carelessness. That was Aaron. I said, aiming for breezy and hitting brittle. He stopped by. He was being dumb. It wasn't a big deal. He set the plate in the rack and turned the faucet off. You don't have to defend it, he said. You're allowed to have friends. I asked a question. I smiled too much. It was just a cute pic, I said, which is a sentence people use when they're hoping to shrink something back into the box it outgrew. He kissed my forehead, the gentle punctuation he uses when he's writing and ending in his head. Okay, he said. Got it. On Tuesday, my close friend's post got screenshotted and sent back to me by the one person in my life who thinks loyalty includes the ugly angles. Liv, you forgot to take me off close friends when we stopped talking for 3 months. You look great. Also, you're playing with matches next to gasoline, babe. Me? Delete that, please. Liv, I'm not saving it. I'm telling you, the guy who cooks you pasta will not want to be the guy whose girlfriend runs a poll on her body. I love you. Stop. I told myself Liv was projecting. I told myself the internet is complicated and relationships are grown-ups. I archived the close friend story and told myself that was maturity. Wednesday morning, my phone lit up with a message from Mark that didn't read like Mark. Mark, 2 requests. Mark, 1. Please remove the close friends post with a poll. It's demeaning to both of us. Mark, 2. Please stop telling me it's just a cute pic when you know the caption/poll/context were designed for attention. We had an explicit conversation in June about this boundary. You agreed. I texted back, too defensive to be smart. It was close friends, I wrote, like caps lock is ethics. And it's literally a bikini at a pool. People wear less at the beach. Why is this different? He didn't reply for a while. When he did, it was a paragraph that felt like a calm door shutting. Mark, you are free to post what you want. I'm free to opt out of a relationship where my partner solicits attention like that and minimizes my discomfort. This isn't about skin. It's about intent. Your intent was to be desired by strangers or not strangers, and to call it cute when confronted. That's your right. It's not my life. I typed dramatic much? And didn't send it, which is the only mature thing I did that day. At lunch, Jazz called. Hey, Aaron told me Mark DM'd him about the live photo audio, she said. He said he wasn't mad. Just confirming who was there. Are you okay? I'm fine, I said. It's all getting blown out of proportion. Babe, Jazz said softer, I love you. But you knew exactly what you were doing with that poll. I wanted feedback on the suit. I lied to myself and my friend at the same time. That night, I knocked on Mark's door with a cinnamon roll from the bakery he loves because sugar is apology adjacent. He opened, took the bag, and stepped back but didn't step aside to let me in. Can we talk? I asked. We can stand here, he said. He sounded tired, not angry. It was one post, I said. It was one weekend. It wasn't a campaign. I love you. I don't know why you're making this into a principle. Because it is a principle, he said, like he wished it weren't. And because you're doing the thing you do when you don't want to say the part out loud, pretending you wanted sunshine when you actually wanted to be wanted. Is that illegal now? I snapped, instantly regretting it. No, he said. It's just not compatible with me. I felt panic rising. Heat in my face, the need to fix, the twitchy urge to promise. I'll delete it, I said. I'll delete everything. I'll make my account private. I'll never wear a bikini again, if that's what you want. He winced like I'd hit him. Don't offer theatrics. I'm not the internet. I'm a person. He handed me the cinnamon roll bag back. I hadn't realized he'd set it on the console table like a prop. I boxed your book you left and a sweatshirt, he said. They're in the lobby closet with your name on them. I'll send you the door code. Please don't come by again. Mark, I said, his name cracking like ceramic. We can fix this. It's so small. It's small until it isn't, he said. We had this conversation already. You agreed. Then you worked very hard to make the exception feel like an accident. I don't want to parrot my partner. And I don't want to be with someone who needs strangers to tell her 1 to 10 to like herself. He didn't slam the door. He closed it with a soft latch his landlord probably bragged about, and I stood there holding a cinnamon roll that had suddenly turned into a very heavy rock. On Thursday morning, my texts turned green. My DMs said user not found. The delivery app still remembered his favorite order, which felt cruel. He sent one final email because apparently this is how men with spines communicate when you've used all your words up wrong. Subject: boundaries/final. I'm blocking you on all channels. If you need to coordinate picking up any remaining items, reply to this email and I'll set a window with a front desk. Please don't attempt contact otherwise. Please remove any content that includes my home or any identifying details. This isn't a legal threat, it's a courtesy request. I wish you well. We're just different.
M.
I took the close friends list down to 0 and felt stupidly noble. I archived the bikini posts. I thought about posting a story like a subtweet, something about men who can't handle confident women. I didn't. Even my petty has limits when confronted with someone who simply refuses to play. Liv came over with wine and the kind of silence that doesn't demand you perform. He's allowed to have boundaries, she said finally, when I'd exhausted the but-s. You're allowed to want the crowd. But don't say you don't. That's why he's leaving. Not the bikini.
The lie.
I scrolled back through my camera roll and long pressed the live photo. There it was, my laugh, Jaza's turn your shoulders, Aaron's arch your back, my perfect, that husky little purr I know I use when I'm performing for an audience that pays in hearts and fire emojis. I watched my own face in that half-second where the smile turns into a scoreboard. He wins if we're scoring. Not because he caught me in a crime, but because he recognized a pattern and stepped out of its way with dignity. He didn't slut-shame me. He didn't forward my stories to his group chat with a red circle around my chest. He took his basil plant and his integrity and left. A week later, Jazz and Aaron invited me to a beach day, and I said I couldn't. Not because of Mark. Because I'm not sure I know how to be looked at without trying to turn it into currency yet. My therapist says that's a sentence we can work with. I still take photos. I still like my body. I'm trying to learn how to like it without voting on it. I'm trying to make choices that don't require me to minimize the parts one knew were loud when I did them.
He'll be fine.
He'll meet someone who doesn't need a poll to feel like a 10, and he'll bring her coffees with too much whipped cream and commas in every text, and she'll think that's adorable instead of old man texting, and they'll sit on a balcony he grows too much basil on, and it will be quiet in all the right ways. I wish I'd loved the quiet sooner. Hey everyone, thanks for watching. She said it was just a cute pic, but the live photo audio and the DM poll told the truth. He set a boundary, kept his dignity, and walked. If validation is the goal, a relationship becomes collateral. If you like this video, please subscribe for more. Thanks, and see y'all tomorrow.